4th, 2023 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Alcoffer. Mr. Alcoffer is present. Mr. Baines. Mr. Baines is present. Mr. Frazier is excused. Mr. Johns. Mr. Johns is present. Chairwoman DeFlorio.
Here.
Chairwoman DeFlorio is present.
So tonight we are starting with the public hearing of the authorization of additions to the Monroe County Western and Eastern Agricultural Districts. Welcome to the Monroe County Planning and Economic Development Committee public hearing to approve and adopt proposed additions to the Monroe County Western and Eastern Agricultural District. The public hearing is being held to give the public an opportunity to comment on 1, the proposed additions to the district, and 2, the recommendations of the Monroe County Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board. I hope you have signed in the clerk's office. Is there anyone here to address the public meeting? The July 24, 2023 public hearing before the Monroe County Planning and Economic Development Committee will now come to order. The public hearing is part of the regular Planning and Economic Development Committee hearing. Article 25AA of the New York State Agricultural and Western Market Law allows the county legislature to create agricultural districts. The law then requires the legislature to review each district 8 years after its creation and every 8 years thereafter to see if it is achieving its intended purpose, which is to help conserve and encourage the use of agricultural land for the production of agricultural products. In 2002 and 2003, the New York State Legislature adopted changes to the Agricultural and Markets Law that enables property owners to petition for adding lands to an established agricultural district at a time designated by the county legislature. Previous to this change, property owners wishing to add land to the agricultural district had to wait until the established 8-year anniversary date to petition the county legislature for action. A public hearing must be held prior to the legislature voting to add parcels to the agricultural district. The purpose of the public hearing is to give the public an opportunity to comment on the proposed additions.
A mailing regarding this public hearing was sent to the supervisor, clerk, and landowners of the affected town and the Commissioner of Agriculture and Markets on July 13th, 2023. Affidavit and publication and posting of hearing notice in the Daily Record and Rochester Business Journal on July 21st, 2023 has been received and is on file in the clerk's office.
Following the public hearing, the Planning and Economic Development Committee will take action to make a recommendation to the Monroe County Legislature for action at its next meeting, which is scheduled for 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. We will now hear, there are no one for public comments. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the committee on this subject? Being none, I declare the public hearing closed. As previously stated, the Planning and Economic Development Committee will take action on this matter, and it will come before the full legislature on August 8th, 2023. Following its adoption, a report and revised district map will be submitted to the New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets. Is there anyone signed up for the regular public forum for this evening?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the June 29th, 2023 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral number 23-0190, authorize additions to the Monroe County Western and Eastern Agricultural Districts.
Moved by legislator Alcoffer, seconded by legislator Marks and legislator Baines. Is there any discussion? Yes, legislator Alcoffer.
Administration. On these parcels, are they vacant land now or are they agricultural right now? Are they being farmed for anything like this?
Through the chair, I didn't hear the question. Could you repeat the question again, the comment?
Are these parcels being used, are they being farmed now or is it just vacant land that the farmers own or the property owners own?
Through the chair, disproportionately, they're being worked either by the owner or they're being leased by another farmer working that ground. There's a couple parcels within the application that currently are vacant, but they could be in an agricultural use.
Through you, Madam Chair, what is the smallest amount of property that you would qualify? 5 acres, 10 acres?
Through the chair, it could be as little as 1 acre or even a half an acre. We have some that are a half acre with a residence that's considered part of the farm operation, not parcels. We don't look at total lot acreage. The only time that we look at lot acreage is for the purpose of an ag value exemption, which typically would be at least 7 acres. And that's for tax purposes. But for the agricultural district, we don't engage in parcel size.
Through the chair to administration. Property that I have in mind is wooded. Would that qualify, you know? Or is it, when I say vacant land, just land, you know?
Through the chair, what we can, beg your pardon, through the chair, woodland in and among itself could be considered support land, but unless it was going to be cut and worked, it would not be considered as an agricultural use. So when we do have people that come to us that have a disproportionate amount of their parcel that's in woodland, then we ask them to look at their enterprise budget. What's the future plans for the parcel? And oftentimes you'll get people, they'll say, well, I'm going to clear that. I'm going to take out the tree trunks and I'm going to be putting it in fruit trees, or I may put it in some form of livestock, or I may put it in some other type of small fruit, or even use it for soybeans or corn. So a parcel in and among itself, just woodland, no, would not be considered for farming. But part of a parcel that has woodland, woodland's considered support ground for that farm operation.
To administration. I live on the west side of Monroe County, and I see a lot of solar panels being developed all over western Monroe County here. This is something that, if I have 5 acres or things like that, could I qualify for agricultural district, even though it's just vacant land right now, vacant property?
Through the chair, as long as the parcel can be considered viable in an agricultural use, it would be eligible to be considered to be included in an agricultural district. The other thing I'd like to add too is that we're in the midst of looking and updating a county farmland protection plan. I think you bring up a real key point about solar, that the update to the county farmland protection plan. I know one of the initiatives was to address that and look at what a meaningful policy would be in the sense of solar, placement of solar on active farm ground.
Thank you for the comments. You educated me today. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, legislator Baines.
Follow up. Currently, a solar farm, probably not accurate. Would it be agricultural or not? In other words, what's the status quo prior to the revision to the policy?
Through the chair, to the best of my knowledge, it's not considered an agricultural use. However, it could be part of an agricultural operation if up to 110% of that power was generated for the purpose of the farm operation. Confusing? I'll say it again.
No,
So, okay, yeah.
Just process.
So-
But thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Madam Chair. So I have a fairly large operation, and I can put in solar and call it agriculture if it's providing me as a farmer and my footprint with power.
Through the chair, up to 110%. That's correct.
Thank you for educating me.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item, are there any other matters to come before the committee? Seeing none, there are no other matters. The July 24th, 2023 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will be held on May 21st, 2023 at 5:45 PM.